becoming a teacher. My mother was an educator for 27 years in the state of New Jersey, and she's in the who's who of American teachers, and she received the Teacher of the Year award several times in her career. And my mom was the type of educator that dedicated 1,000% to everything that she did within the school setting. And I never really quite understood, why she had this passion for this high school. After all, that's where I was dying to get out of. So my plan and my goal was to travel the world. So for a year I went to trade school, and I worked for TWA Airlines, American Express, and I was very lucky. I visited Asia, Europe, South America, and the Caribbean, and I spent about 8 or 10 years traveling everywhere that I can possibly get a free ticket on. So that was my purpose in life. But once you have children and you settle down, life has this funny way of teaching you lessons that you don't expect. So I asked my husband, do you think that you can work 2 jobs for a couple more years so I can go to school and get my degree? And he said, sure, why not? We've borrowed from Peter to pay Paul for long enough, 4 more years, he's going to make or break us. So thanks to his support and my mother-in-law and my father-in-law and my parents and my kids, I was able to finish my 4-year degree at Florida Atlantic University, and I started my master's immediately after. And meanwhile, I was subbing here at school. I had seen some of these children growing up when I worked for Ms. Jessica Kashevsky in the 1st grade, and I loved the way that Jessica taught and everything that she did in her classroom. And then I realized, my mom was right. If you don't give 150%, go home. Because teaching is a calling. And sometimes you try to avoid it, and it pulls you in. It just pulls you in, and it wraps you up, and you become a different person, and every day is a new day. And sometimes you plan lessons that never happen because a question is asked, or something comes up in the classroom that's 10 times more important, and you take it from there. And this is where I am today, and I haven't looked back since. The strategies that work best, I think, are any strategies that you can connect to real life. I teach high school students. High school students smell a phony from the minute you walk through that door. They know if you are being real with them from the get-go. So anything that is on the state standards that we must teach has to be turned into something that can be applied to their own lives. So I think strategies, just keeping it real, connecting it to real life scenarios, and I think consistency, having a classroom routine that they're familiar with on a day-to-day basis. If they want to know how is it going to apply to them in the real world. If they can't make that connection, then they don't enjoy that learning process. My master's is in educational leadership, but I love teaching. I love being in the classroom. I love the energy that I get from the kids. And I think that administration will figure out where they need my skills and my abilities the most. I trust that the powers that be will know exactly where to place me in the future. For now, I'm enjoying what I'm doing, and I'm hoping that I'll always be able to be here, and that our schools will still be here long enough where I can think about retiring one day from here, in whatever position that may be.